Some people in direct provision have been trafficked here. They're victims of torture, they're victims of sexual violence. They're very vulnerable people in a very vulnerable space. And then we put them into these centres, and people have been there for 10, 12 years. Their children are growing up in these centres. And I've visited quite a number of them for the last 6 months. I've visited about 11 of them around the country. And in one case, I met this man and he's been completely and utterly broken by what we've done to him. We've done this to him as a country. He came here from Afghanistan in very difficult circumstances. He was particularly vulnerable, and then his experiences here have just compounded that, and he's absolutely broken. And I feel keenly that we have to change the system for him and for people living in it. So I'm quite confident that the working group will come up with a system which is an awful lot more humane, which can deal with the needs of people in the direct provision system, and also not have them languishing in the system for years on end. A system that I can stand over is a system where people have excellent accommodation for a number of months until their application is processed. I can't stand over a system where people are living in substandard accommodation and are languishing there for years. Some direct provision centres are excellent. They have excellent facilities, and the people are well catered for. Some of them I wouldn't spend a night in myself, and if I wouldn't spend a night in it, I can't ask anybody else to spend it. What's come from this entire saga has been really good journalism which has exposed the issues here. I can be critical, as I already have been, about suggesting there's an awful lot of right-wing journalists out there earlier in the conversation, but it was actually journalism that brought this to the fore in many cases. And when I go around the country and meet groups associated with these centres, what they say to me, the teachers, the school principals, the HSE workers, the social workers, the people around these centres care passionately about the people in them, because they now understand the system an awful lot better, and particularly when there's children. So I think there is public sympathy for it, but that's not the reason we're doing it. We're doing it because there's 4,500 people who deserve something an awful lot better, and this love affair that we have with incarcerating people, this has to end. We did it in the 50s with mental health, we did it with mother and baby homes, we did it with Magdalen laundries, and we're continuing to do it with direct provision, and we just have to get past this love affair we have with institutionalising people and incarcerating people.